沙朗史東早前喺第61屆康城電影節期間，於當地時間5月22號出席一個名為 Cinema Against AIDS 嘅活動時，喺回答本台記者有關四川地震事件嘅問題時，發表咗地震係因果報應嘅言論，引起全球嘅激烈迴響。其後由佢代言嘅品牌就事件發表公開聲明，表示唔認同沙朗史東嘅言論同埋表示遺憾，並以佢嘅名義發表道歉聲明，更抽起佢於內地嘅廣告。而喺6月1號出版嘅美國報章《紐約時報》中，佢嘅發言人就向該報表示，對於該段訪問令沙朗史東多年嘅國際慈善工作經驗蒙污感到遺憾，並指片段係經過低質素嘅剪輯同埋斷章取義。而沙朗史東亦喺同該報嘅電話訪問中指自己曾於網上睇過有關片段，而佢本人亦曾同有關代言品牌表示自己唔會就不真實嘅事情道歉。基於現時互聯網上流傳嘅有關片段，大部分都係轉載自本台嘅娛樂新聞報導，內容經過網站剪輯。本台本住專業嘅精神，堅持客觀報導事實真相嘅原則。以下我哋將會播出詳盡嘅訪問片段，等觀眾更深入了解事件。
Of course I have. Well, it was very interesting because at first I'm, not happy about the way the Chinese are treating the Tibetans because I don't think anyone should be unkind to anyone else. And so I have been very concerned about how to think and what to do about that because I don't like that. And then I've been just, concerned about, how should we deal with the Olympics because they're not being nice to the Dalai Lama, who's a good friend of mine. And then all this earthquake and all this stuff happened, and I thought, is that karma when you're not nice that the bad things happen to you? And then I got a letter from the Tibetan Foundation that they wanted to go and be helpful. And that made me cry. And they asked me if I would write a quote about that. And I said I would, that it was a big lesson to me, that sometimes you have to learn to put your head down and be of service, even to people who aren't nice to you. And that's a big lesson for me. And so it was a big evolution for me and a big process of learning that process. And then I read in the paper today that the Dalai Lama was going all over Europe trying to speak to world leaders, and the world leaders didn't want to meet him because they didn't want the Chinese people to be mad at them because they talked to the Dalai Lama. And I thought, this is just a bunch of bullshit. And everybody's acting like crazy people.
Zhang Ziyi had a press conference yesterday about the earthquake, and she said that she's coming today. She would like to speak about it. Are you going to give her the chance?
Who?
Zhang Ziyi.
Anybody can say anything they want to. It's a free place to talk and do and say whatever you want to say. I just think this whole behavior has got to stop, and that, Chinese people have got to be more kind. And you can't be compartmentalized. It's the same way with AIDS. When we compartmentalize gay people, now all these children are dying, one every minute. You can't do that. And Chinese people can't compartmentalize either. Then who's going to help them when they're in trouble? You can't compartmentalize. It's not nice. We have to be nicer.
Should we watch the Olympics, actually?
Of course. Because we can't compartmentalize either. We have to be kind too. We have to set an example of how we want people to be. So we're all gonna have to be as the best people that we can be. So I don't think boycotting is the answer, but I do think that we have to be kinder, and I think the Chinese have to be kinder.
Be outspoken about that? Do you think that Star should be outspoken about these things?
I don't think anybody should be anything. I don't think anybody has an obligation to be any way except kind. Thank you.
但係喺紐約時報嘅訪問見報之後一日，沙朗史東嘅發言人亦都發表咗一份聲明，佢表示為自己所犯嘅錯誤深切後悔，佢抱歉之餘，亦表示有關地震嘅言論純屬失言，冇諗過會傷害任何人。不過佢亦指出，今次事件係一個由佢自己一時失言，亦都係傳媒嘩眾取寵嘅後果。